Hello there, and welcome to yet another episode of Regular Beer Reviews, where regular doesn't refer to the beers being reviewed, but to the reviewer, myself. I'm Jesse, and today I'm going to be reviewing a beer that I've never had before. This is actually, I believe it's only my second beer from Southern Tier. I can't remember what the first one I had was, but I remember it was a black IPA. I just can't remember what it was called. But this is, I'm pretty sure this is only the second beer I've ever had from them. Guess I'm pretty excited to try it. This is Phinn and Matt's Extraordinary Ale from Southern Tier. And anyway, let's get into the numbers on this beer. It gets an 80 from Beer Advocate, which is good, and that's with 1,306 ratings. The Bros give it a 79, which is just okay, and Rate Beer gives it a 67 overall with a 53 for the style. It has an ABV of 5.7%. The style is an American Pale Ale. It has a year-round availability, and it has 37 IBUs. And if you didn't know, Southern Tier Brewing Company is out of Lakewood, New York. So here's a quick description from Rate Beer. It says, when Phinn and Matt sat down to collaborate on their new beer, they knew it had to be different if they were to call it extraordinary. Let's sprinkle it with fairy dust and wave our magic wand, said Phinn. No way, said Matt. We've got to do better than that. This beer has to be better than any other in the galaxy. Let's do some market research. So the two strapped on their rocket backpacks and traveled to the intergalactic beer store. After sampling an array of beers from across the galaxy, the duo hit on an idea. I've got it, exclaimed Matt. We'll use vast amounts of whole hops, the finest malt, and put a little more love in every batch. Eureka, shouted Phinn, and thus became a beer so fresh and tasty the duo put their names on it. Kind of a retarded description, but I love the effort, and it makes me want to try this beer even more. And it says on the bottle right here, brewed with 3 varieties of hops and 3 varieties of malts. So, I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and get this baby cracked open. Good bit of smoke there. Kind of hovering. Alright. Looking pretty good so far. Try to get a head on it here. Didn't get much of one. It's about a half finger head. Alright. Let's go ahead and get an appearance on this. It is a nice kind of cloudy, not really getting a whole lot of, I mean, I can see light through it, but it's definitely not transparent in any way. Maybe seeing a couple little particulates floating around in there, but not too much. But this beer is a nice kind of light copper, slight reddish tints to it, kind of a dark gold. It had what was maybe a half finger, quarter finger, very quickly dissipated down to just like a frothy ring there. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a nose on this. Oh, wow. I think there's definitely some hops there, but what I'm getting are like robust malt. Just malt. Super, super malty. I'm getting like a really deep, bready malt with like hints of caramel and toffee. It's only 5.7%. I'd swear I can almost pick up a little bit of alcohol. I'm getting some slight, maybe floral hops, kind of floral, kind of piney. There are some fruity esters in there. I wouldn't contribute them to the hops. The hops don't really smell citrusy, but I don't know, maybe slightly citrusy, but it's not so much of a citrusy fruitiness. It's I don't even know. I'm picking up on, it's like a fruity thing there. I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to tell more in the taste. So, jump into this one. That's not bad. That's actually really watery. It's not terrible, but I didn't think it would be like that. It's kind of bland, and that is really watery. On the front, I can pick up, I can taste those malts. They're kind of light, kind of bready. I'm getting hints of caramel, toffee, maybe a little bit, maybe slight spice notes there, and then immediately, it's just super watery mouthfeel, and then the flavor's just gone like that. And in the back, I can kind of pick up a little bit of a bitterness I'd contribute to hops. Doesn't really taste like a pale ale to me, but I can kind of get kind of picking up on a little bitterness from the hops. It's again kind of floral, maybe a little piney. Not really picking up a lot of those fruity esters on the flavor. Like I said, it's just watery. Yeah, it's not really a lot going on there on the flavor for me at all. If you've ever had a gluten-free beer or any beers that are brewed with sorghum, that's kind of what this reminds me of. Just that bland wateriness. It's not really flavorful. It doesn't have a thick mouthfeel. It doesn't coat the tongue well. It just flavor's there and it's gone instantly. Like it leaves no bitterness in my mouth. And it's pale ale. It's not an IPA or anything, but there should still be a nice hop character there. Not really getting that at all. This is certainly not extraordinary to me. This is a subpar beer at best. This is not... I wouldn't call this a good beer at all. Really light carbonation. Like, really light carbonation. Yeah, just... I can pick up a little more of that bitterness in the background now. But, as I'm trying to focus on it, but I'm just trying to catch something and just savor it for a second so I can actually get an idea of... the bitterness is, like I said, it's a little kind of floral, kind of flowery, maybe a little fruity. It's got, it's kind of piney. Slightly, it's a little bit of a drier bitterness, but on the front end, like I said, I get hints of in this aroma, it's like all malt. There's like this kind of fruity kind of floralness there, but mainly it's just malt. That's all I smell, are these bready, kind of caramely, biscuity malts. But then when I taste it, I get a little bit of that malt flavor up front, and then, it's gone immediately, and then I'm picking up on some bitterness in the background. This is an extremely watery beer. Just bland, pretty much, I don't want to say flavorless, because I've had a lot of flavorless beers that I can't even describe them in that way. I'm tasting something on the front, I'm tasting something on the back. I'm not really getting anything in the middle. Very light mouthfeel. I'd have to say for a pale ale, for the style, this is certainly not extraordinary, but I'd say overall this is I'd give it an average. At best, this is an average. So I'm gonna give Phinn and Matt's Southern Tier, or Extraordinary Ale from Southern Tier, I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 10. This is a 5 out of 10 beer. I would say if you see it, don't even worry about picking it up. It's not that good at all. But anyway, thank you for watching, and keep watching again in the future for more reviews. Prost.